This album is so incredibly layered, and people have not figured out the deeper meaning behind this track, but I did. Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of Song Theory. Make sure you subscribe, and today we are talking about the brand new album that just came out from Clipse called Let God Sort 'Em Out. Now, I've been doing some deep dives on this. I listened to the whole album. I did some other listening, and I realized there is some really intricate, layered explanations that I need to go through. I'm not going to go through every single one, but there's a few that I wanted to touch on that no one else has touched on yet, so that's why you're here. And let's go through it right now. So as many of you know, the first thing I like to do is review the album or the piece of work or the song before I start talking about my theories and my deep dives. So let's do that first. First of all, this album is probably going to be album of the year. Grammy on the stage. Clipse is going to go up, thank everybody, and walk out, because this album was a masterclass in production, a masterclass in lyricism. The way that these features work together to tell a full story, it was incredible. First of all, the first song on the album, The Birds Don't Sing. Oh my God. John Legend went on there, Voices of Fire. It sounded like this full-bodied record that just really, it spoke to me in a way that I have not heard a hip-hop album start off like this in a while. Okay, and so this was just, it was refreshing. Whips and Chains, of course. We're going to touch on Whips and Chains because that's one of the deeper things that we need to talk about with regards to the messaging, and it's in there. Whips and Chains, or Chains and Whips, excuse me, was so good. The production, the way it was all formed together, the performance from the rappers, Kendrick Lamar, obviously, Clipse, Pusha T and Malice, so great. It was amazing. Again, the deeper meaning behind all that, it's in there. We got to talk about it. P.O.V. I enjoyed. It was okay. It was one of Tyler the Creator's better features. I thought it was pretty good. So Be It. Now, So Be It was, and So Be It was a diss toward Travis Scott. That's been made clear through some interviews that I watched. We're going to touch on that as well. It was good. All things considered was good. Ace Trumpet. I think some of my favorites was Inglourious Bastards. Obviously Chains and Whips, The Birds Don't Sing. And I also believe that Let God Sort 'Em Out and Chandeliers was the best song on the entire album. Nas was so amazing. It is an understatement to say that Nas has not left the building. This guy is still rapping like it is 1993, and his performance, the way his cadence, the way that he got onto the track, his energy was all present. It was just so good. I mean, this album was so great. But I'm here about the theories, guys. I'm here to dive deep into what some of the deeper meaning is behind these tracks. And we got to talk about Chains and Whips first and foremost, okay? So here's the deal about Chains and Whips. We all know the diss that happened between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Now, obviously, we all felt that the victory lap for Kendrick Lamar was They Not Like Us. But we were wrong. This was the victory. This was the victory lap, okay? Chains and Whips, I got the lyrics pulled up. This was probably, I mean, people say that they say that They Not Like Us was the victory lap. I feel like this song was, I don't know, him kicking his feet up and just accepting his victory. You know what I mean? Like, the whole world knows that he won, and this is really part of it. But this was not just a Kendrick Lamar angle. This whole thing was Pusha T also letting his steam out too, right? Because at the end of the day, Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar both went at diss battles with Drake. So obviously they both have a shared experience in that. And they definitely made it clear here. Okay, so this is the Pusha T verse that I believe was directed toward Drake, okay? So he says, "Crush you to pieces, I'll hum a breath of it. I will close your heaven for the hell of it. You think it'd be valor amongst veterans. I'm watching your fame escape relevance. We all in the room, but here's the elephant. You chasing a feature out of your element. And those lab diamonds under inspection, the question marks block your blessings. There's no tombstones in the desert. I know by now you get the message. So I think this is about Drake. There's other people that believe this is actually about Travis Scott. I don't believe that theory is true. I think that So Be It, the track So Be It, I think that is about Travis Scott. I think this was directed toward Drake, okay? And I'll tell you why. So first of all, we all understand the diss between Pusha T and Drake, okay? Pusha T feels that Drake, and just like Kendrick Lamar feels, that Drake is fake, right? He has, basically, his steam is running out. Like, he's getting older. Lately, the conversation about Drake and him not growing up in his lyrics, him not actually maturing, finding love, starting a family, like the things that you would expect a 38-year-old man to do, people are actually kind of getting tired of it. There's an audience of people who love his music just for what it is, but there's a large group of people who are his fans who are kind of tired of the same old story, the same old lyrics, all this stuff. So what Pusha T is saying here is like, listen, man, I've already crushed you to pieces. I've already gotten over it, right? I don't talk about it much. I'll hum a breath of it, meaning I'll only talk about it a little bit if I have to, right? I'll close your heaven for the hell of it, meaning like if I have to go back into that space, then I will. If I have to do it, I will. You think it'd be valor amongst veterans, meaning, listen, Drake, you've been in this game for a very long time. You would think there would be valor amongst us, but there's none. You go directly to the jugular. You talk about family. You talk about friends. That's a problem. And he goes to say, I'm watching your fame escape relevance, meaning that at some point, Pusha T is anticipating that Drake won't make it much longer. That there's a point where people are going to get so tired of his lyricism and the content of his songs that they're just not going to rock with it anymore, right? We all in the room, but here's the elephant. Drake's the elephant, right? We're all here, and here you are, right? You chasing a feature out of your element. I believe this might be something more. See, I think this has more to do with some of the connections that Drake has made over the years, okay? Others have connected this to Travis Scott. I think this is Drake. That's my theory, okay? That he's been really chasing a lot of different people around, trying to get them to work with him, that kind of thing. Drake has built himself up to seem like he never needs help, but we all know that even the greatest artist is always going to need someone's help, okay? So I think that's what that's about. And those lab diamonds under inspection, the question marks block your blessings. I think the lab diamonds one is less about actual diamonds and more about the facade that Drake upholds, right? It's about the facade that Drake gives and puts on, right? The lab diamonds under inspection. What we believe or what the public believes you are as a person, Drake, is actually a facade. And now people are questioning who you really are. And then, of course, this part, the question marks block your blessings. The question marks are whether or not Drake really is a PDF file, right? The question marks are whether or not Drake really is sus and what he actually got going on in that mansion and what he has going on in his OVO group. Those are the question marks, and they're blocking his blessing. It has been made clear that Drake has lost out on some opportunities because of the whole they not like us situation and the beef. The question marks block your blessings. There's no tombstone in the desert. I know by now you get the message. I think the tombstone in the desert, I'm not sure what that one is. I'll need to think about that a little bit more. Tombstones in the desert, I don't know. That has to be, there's probably something deeper there, but I know by now you get the message. That has to be toward Drake. I mean, there's something there that you can really feel, like when he was performing that part, you can really feel the angst, like the anger in that. Like he's over it, but you know that he can get back into it if he wanted to. And I'm sure that the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef energized Pusha T in a way that we don't quite understand, right? But that's not all. That's not all. Of course, you guys know we got to get to the Kendrick Lamar part, right? This entire verse was about Drake. So it says right here, you know, I see things on my eyelids, kaleidoscope dreams, murder and sirens, just talking about his past growing up, right? The 2-time Gemini with the genocide, okay? Basically just saying, like, if I got to do it again, I will. Like, I will murder you. I'll go there if I have to, okay? This entire thing right here, this is great. Niggas want the tea on me. Well, here's the ginger root. Ooh. That's a black thing. That's a black thing. That's a very cultural, down-to-earth, black culture thing. Niggas want tea on me. I'll give them the ginger root, something more healthy. Instead of just tea, I'm going to give you something that'll actually help you, right? I generate residuals. Get off my genitals. They said I couldn't reach Gen Z. The whole this, you must be full of that ginseng. Here comes the jinx. The whole thing, right? This whole scheme is incredible because what he's trying to tell people is y'all don't understand. I am generational talent. You cannot replicate this. You cannot change who I am. This is who I will always be. And there's nothing you can do. He's talking to Drake. There's nothing you can do about me. But one thing he gonna let you know is don't ever come back his direction ever again. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. I love it. This whole thing was brilliant. This entire song, Chains and Whips, was brilliant, okay? So that's my theory on Chains and Whips. Now, So Be It, not much of a theory. I think we all kind of know that So Be It was more so a song that was directly aimed toward Travis Scott. Now, Pusha T did an interview not too long ago about this very subject, and he really was saying that the Travis Scott situation, he doesn't want to speak too much on it, but he saw Travis Scott in a very particular situation, okay? Right here, this is Pusha T was saying this, okay? He was saying, look, I've seen you in your worst way. I've seen the confetti. I've seen the switches ready. I've seen all that. You act like you're big and bad. You all right? A lot of jetting, Prada betting, 911s. I'm the who's who with what's what. Papa. All of this right here is just giving us a better understanding as to what it is that he was talking about when it comes to Travis Scott. Travis Scott basically was going through a whole lot after the breakup that he had with his ex-girlfriend. And this entire verse right here, was about that situation, okay? So the lead up to it was over here. This is about the situation. It's a very short verse. You cried in front of me. You died in front of me. Calabasas took your hoe and your pride in front of me. Her utopia, which, by the way, Travis Scott has a whole, I believe, an album called Utopia. So there's that. Her utopia had moved right up the street and her lip gloss was popping. She ain't need you to eat. She was rich. Okay. His ex-girlfriend, Kylie Jenner, rich. Didn't need him. The net gonna call it the way they see it, but I got the video. I can share it and AE it. They wouldn't believe it, but I can't unsee it. Lucky I ain't TMZ it. So be it. So be it. I believe my theory is this, that Pusha T has some type of video that is so damaging. And no, it's not Travis Scott crying. It's not him being sad that Kylie broke up with him or they broke. No. I think it's something much more damaging than that. I think this whole verse right here, this entire thing is about what he saw that night. And whatever he saw was so damaging toward Travis Scott's reputation that it could destroy him. This is a warning. He is telling Travis Scott, bro, leave me alone. Get away from me. I'm telling you right now, if you make me do it, I will. We don't know what that is. We may never know what that is. But Travis Scott probably needs to back off whatever he's doing to piss Pusha T. Because Pusha T, as we know, can get the dirt on people. Okay? He's pretty good at it. So it's best that Travis Scott leaves him alone. But anyway, guys, that's it. I mean, that's my review. My review is this album might be album of the year. My theory is that Chains and Whips was a direct shot toward Drake, and that So Be It was a direct shot toward Travis Scott. This is, for all this is, for all intents and purposes, an incredibly well put together, well orchestrated, and organized album. This is showing the young rappers how to do it. This is showing the young rappers what a great, well put together album looks like. And I'm so happy that we had the opportunity to listen to it. It was great. And now a lot of people are going to compare Drake's new album to this. This is going to be direct competition because now Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T and all these other people on this side of things just made an incredible album. Now they're going to be excited to see what Drake and his team are going to do with his album. Now it's time to see what the art is looking like. Not just the words, but the art, the albums. What's going to happen next? Head to head, toe to toe. who's going to win. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe. I love you all. I do have Song Theory mugs that's in the description below. Please get yourself one. They're awesome. They hold water, juice, coffee, alcohol, you name it. It's got it. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Better tomorrow. God bless. I'll see you all later.